Darkest greetings, horror, sci-fi, and Sam Raimi fans. Drew here from Horror, Sci-Fi, and Beyond, and I'm here with my awesome co-host, the singing wizard himself, Jackson Harper, to talk about the new Sam Raimi movie, Send Help. How's it going,
Howdy,
Jackson?
y'all.
You ready
How's
to
it
talk
going?
about? Oh, I'm doing great, man. I'm excited to talk about the new Sam Raimi movie. I know we're both
I
big
know.
Sam Raimi fans. Well, technically, well, we're doing, cause we're trying to do like a new release every month,
Right.
but this came out like late January.
Yeah,
Um,
it came out right at the end of the month, so it can count for February.
yeah, I mean, the only other ones I think we could have done was Scream 7, but I'm saving that for
Yeah,
October.
we gotta save that.
Yeah,
Plus, I'm not impressed with the marketing for Scream 7.
I think they're waiting for the Super Bowl. I think after the Super Bowl, it's gonna start ramping up.
Maybe, but that first trailer, man, I'm just like, ooh,
I
I
liked
don't
it.
know.
I liked it. It's not my favorite Scream trailer, but I liked it.
I'm partially biased though, because I was really digging the story that they were building in the past two Scream movies, and now it's just like that fell apart. So they're just having to go back to Sydney. I was like, man, let Sydney have her happy ending, right?
Oh yeah, yeah. That kind of sucked. That's kind yeah.
I mean, there was nothing they could do, and they wanted to make another one. But yeah, anyway.
Yeah, it's just such. Well, the good news is Melissa Barrera did say that she would do another one if another studio picks it up.
Yeah, I mean,
So that's good at least.
hopefully they'll do another one with her, but at
Mm,
this point, like, it would be weird to have like this weird Sydney movie in between.
right.
Anyway, we'll see how it goes when the movie
Yeah.
comes out, but I don't
Yeah.
have my hopes real high for this one.
Yeah. And then I totally didn't realize that the new Gore Verbinski movie is coming out like in a week. The
What's the new? I don't even know what it is.
oh, it's a movie with Sam Rockwell called Good Luck, Have Fun, Don't Die.
Oh, is that Gore Verbinski? Okay.
Yeah, so basically the premise of the movie is he's the guy from the future and he see that an AI like takes over the entire world, so he goes to the past to warn people about it. And I heard
Okay.
it looks crazy. I saw the trailer for
I've
it.
seen like little spots for it, but I haven't seen a full trailer, but I have heard of it. I didn't know it was Gore Verbinski though. He's a very interesting director though.
Yeah, I mean
He's made
I
some really
love
wacky
Pirates.
movies.
Yeah, I love Pirates of the Caribbean, the first two.
Did you ever see the one? What was it called? Oh, I can't think of what it's called. It's crazy though.
The Cure for Wellness?
Yes, that's the
I
one.
have not seen that. I need
That
to.
one is weird, man.
Yeah, I mean, well, this would be funny to say this. I know Sam Raimi wants to do a movie in this franchise, but I can honestly see Gorn Verbinski doing a Batman movie or an Arkham Asylum movie.
I mean, Gore Verbinski could kind of do anything
Mm,
because you got stuff like The Weatherman, which is like a really sort of dark character
mm,
comedy with no special effects or anything, just Nicolas
right.
Cage being kind of crazy. And I like that one a lot, you
Mm,
know. He made Mouse Hunt, which is kind of a kid's movie, but a
right.
really strange one. So I don't know. He's got a lot of tricks up his sleeve.
Yeah. So I
I'd like to
basically,
see him do. See, I say I'd like to see him do a Marvel movie, but I feel like they would just make it, just another Marvel movie, and he
yeah.
wouldn't get to be like his crazy Gore Verbinski self.
Yeah, it's not like he's like a Sam Raimi where like he's such a big name, whereas or he
Right.
kind of paid his dues quite like the
Yeah.
same way Raimi has, where it's like, well, yeah, you're pretty much like move horror movie royalty to do whatever the hell you want, Raimi,
hmm
with Doctor Strange. Um,
He's not dissimilar from Raimi though, especially when you look at
yeah,
his early stuff. Like his sense of humor is very similar.
mm,
Sometimes the way he does the camera is very similar, especially if you watch Mouse Hunt. Mouse
okay,
Hunt could totally be a Sam Raimi movie.
yeah. I just feel like Raimi's a little bit more respected
He is because he's
or
been at it
renowned.
longer. He's got a larger body of work,
Yeah.
and he's done
Well, his story is amazing. Of how he got Evil Dead off the ground.
right. And then he went on in the 90s and kind of did every genre.
Hmm.
And I guess
There's
that
a lot
gets
of
us
TV
sort of
too.
into talking about this movie, but I guess we can talk about Sam Raimi in general
Yeah.
for a little bit because you look at his work in the 90s and yeah, he's got Army of Darkness.
Mm.
He's also got like he's got like The Quick and the Dead.
Yep. Simple Plan.
Got A Simple Plan. He's got For Love of the Game, which is a
Mm.
really weird one in his filmography, like a romantic
And he
drama about
produced
baseball.
and he produced a lot of TV in the
He
90s.
did in the 90s. Yeah, he did all those like Hercules and Xena Warrior Princess and
Yeah.
those kind of
Jack of
shows.
all trades. Or not Jack of all. Did he do Jack of all trades? I know Bruce King was in that show.
I
Um,
think all three of those were done under his production
okay.
company.
And then he did Briscoe County Kid.
Did he produce that one too?
Yeah.
Okay. See, those are shows that I knew about when they
Mm.
were on, and I would catch them on TV every once in a while, but I would never catch a full episode, and I didn't watch them. I
Yeah.
just was aware of them, and didn't learn until much, much later that he was kind of the guy behind them all.
Mm.
So,
Yeah. So basically, I want to see Gore Verbinski do an Arkham Asylum movie, and I want to see Guillermo del Toro do a Court of Owls movie. Because after I watch Blade 3 for our upcoming Del Toro,
you just want everyone to do a Batman movie.
dude, I'm a Batman fan. I got that bias. I'm sorry.
I
Batman
mean,
is the
obviously,
shit.
if Guillermo del Toro is ever going to do a DC movie, he needs to do Swamp Thing.
That'd be cool. But I specifically want to see him do Court of Owls. Have you ever read that story? That has his
I
name
have
all
not.
over it. Well, those ninja vampire characters in Blade 2 were very much like the Court of Owls. They looked a
Okay.
lot like, yeah.
So, what would be Sam Raimi's Batman movie?
I don't really care what storyline he does. I just want to see you do a Batman
I
movie.
don't know that many Batman storylines. I could see him doing something like I could of the ones I've read, I could see him doing something like Hush.
That'd be cool.
Or if you want to do something really wacky, I could see him doing something like, do you know the Batman story Speeding Bullets?
I've never heard of that Batman story.
So it's an Elseworld story, and the
Okay.
premise is that Kal-El crashes on Earth, but instead of in Kansas and getting adopted by the Kents, he crashes near Gotham City and gets adopted by the Waynes.
That's crazy.
So he's Bruce Wayne. Kal-El becomes Bruce Wayne
Hmm.
and grows up and still becomes Batman, but he's Batman with all of Superman's powers.
Yeah, I know in the Flashpoint
Pretty wacky.
story, um, the Joe Chill, the murderer of the Waynes,
Right.
ends up killing Bruce Wayne, and so Thomas Wayne becomes Batman, and then Martha Wayne becomes Joker.
Yes, I have heard of that as
Yeah, it was
well. I've
crazy.
never read that, but I know of it. Yeah.
Yeah, and then of course you got Superman Red Sun when he lands in Red Sun.
Yeah, I have read that one. That would be one that I could see Sam Raimi doing. That would be pretty wild.
Yeah, maybe. I don't
I
know
mean,
the
it's a little
story.
more serious than what he would normally do. Actually, that one would be a good one for Guillermo del Toro as well because it's very political.
Yeah.
He loves that sort of stuff.
Oh yeah, just watch Pan's Labyrinth and Devil's Backbone.
Right.
Yeah.
So,
But anyways, you ready to get to the Sin Help review?
yeah, let's do it.
Yeah. And so the plot summary for Sin Help, according to the Internet Movie Database, an employee and her inseparable boss become stranded on a deserted island, the only survivors of a plane crash. Here, they must overcome past grievances and work together to survive. Will they make it out alive?
I am next in line for VP. When Bradley takes over for his father tomorrow.
Your father promised her a promotion.
Did he? As an executive, I see no value in you. Does that make sense?
What?
We have the merger coming up. Prove me wrong. Bring her, and then we'll ship her out. Check this out.
I'm Linda Little. I want to be the next
Are there any others? Have you tried making a distress signal? Or a bigger fire? Getting us out of here should be your focus, not being Susie Homemaker.
You do know you would have died out there.
Yeah, how do you think that would have worked out for you? Are you gonna hunt a boar? Linda from accounting?
Strategy and planning, actually. You ever hunt? I think I like it. How valuable to the company am I now?
All right, so let's kind of go around the room a little bit. We'll break this review up into two parts. We'll do non-spoilers, just doing a quick thoughts, kind
Yeah,
of,
we need to do
to kind of
that.
see, just to kind of tell our audience, do we recommend this movie? Is it
Uh-huh.
worth going out to see and whatnot? And then we'll do like a spoiler review. We'll
Okay.
spoil the hell out of this movie. So I'll start with you, Jackson. What is your quick thoughts about this movie? Non-spoilers.
Well, I mean, Sam Raimi is somebody I've always enjoyed. Not all his films equally, because sometimes they just don't work. I started seeing trailers for this like just as YouTube ads, and I was like, I don't care about that. But then I saw the name Sam Raimi attached to it, and I was like, okay, now I'm interested. Because I love that when he can scale back, because
Mm.
he did a big Spider-Man trilogy and then follows it up with Drag Me to Hell. And then he does Oz the Great and Powerful and then disappears for a while
As a director, at least, he produced
as
a
a
lot
director.
of
Yeah, he
stuff.
was always producing. He's always really good about like helping younger filmmakers
Oh yeah.
get their work made. So that's admirable. But as a director, he just sort of disappears
Well, and
every.
that's great that he does that because, like, I'm sure he wanted like a big name, like Hollywood person, help him out. When he
Right,
was.
right. No, I it's very good that he does that.
Mm,
But it does mean that sometimes he disappears as a director for a while and you
right.
forget about him.
Mm,
And then he came back and did, Multiverse of Madness, which I liked as a Sam Raimi movie, but not so much as a Marvel movie, if that makes any sense.
yeah, that
Because
makes
it's
sense.
got some of his wacky stuff in there, but overall the story is just kind of whatever.
Yeah.
But then he can scale it back again and release this kind of like
Mm,
mid-budget, like still studio movie, but like mostly just two actors for the longest stretch of the movie,
yeah. And
except
his
for
last three directed movies have been Disney because All the Great and Powerful is Disney.
right, which I
Um,
did. That's the one I didn't see because it looked so bad.
oh, I really
Uh,
liked it. I liked it a lot.
you're one of the only ones.
Yeah.
So,
And then of course Doctor Strange is Marvel, so that's Disney, and then
right,
this
that's
is
Disney.
Fox, which
Which
is
I
Disney.
think originally this project was probably. I think it was set up at Sony.
Mm,
Because this project's been in development for like 6 or 7 years, I think.
mm,
But anyway, the movie, like I said, I love when he can scale back down and do a smaller movie because that's where he really shines. And this movie is a perfect example of Sam Raimi doing what he does better than just about anyone, which is make a sort of smaller, lower budget movie that's still just as wacky as anything you're likely to see in like a mainstream movie.
right.
Obviously, he's not going to go back to doing like Evil Dead
Mm,
kind of movie. Um, he's evolved too much to do that again, but he's still got his fingerprints all over it. And this is not something he wrote, it was just a script that he
mm,
liked and said, I want to make this, which is cool.
yeah.
Um,
I mean, this movie is like an horror movie. Like
like what?
this movie definitely like what you would call like an auteur director movie, where like you have like the bare basic like premise of it, and then he just takes it and runs with it. And that's
Yeah, he
his
just
Sam
takes it and
Raimi.
runs with it. But
Yeah.
so yeah, it's really excellently directed and shot.
Mm,
And the two main actors, Rachel McAdams and Dylan O'Brien, are just giving awesome performances in this utter B movie.
who I just found out that Dylan O'Brien played Dan Aykroyd in the Saturday Night Live
Yeah, I
movie.
didn't realize because he's been in a lot of stuff, but
Mm,
I'd have never seen any of it except for that.
right.
But like he was on Teen Wolf, I guess,
Yeah.
and I never watched it. He was in the Maze Runner movies, which I never watched.
Mm,
So he's somebody that he's known to some people, but I didn't know who he was going into this movie,
yeah.
but he's so good in
Yeah.
this.
He was great as Aykroyd in that movie.
He was really good in that too. He was a standout because
Yeah.
he's doing an impression, but it's not so much that it seems like an impression. It
Mm,
seems like he's playing a real guy. So
right.
yeah.
Yeah. So my quick thoughts about this movie was I saw this trailer in front of Selby Oats,
Okay.
and I'm like, oh, this kind of seems like a cool premise, kind of like Castaway on crack, basically.
Right.
And then I see the name Sam Raimi. I'm like, oh, he probably just produced this. So I look at the
Right.
movie on IMDb, and I'm like, oh no, he directed it. I'm definitely seeing that in the
Yeah,
theaters.
you got to see it once you see directed by Sam Raimi.
Yeah, because Sam Raimi's the man. And I think we talked about this on my Evil Dead episode or our Evil Dead episode.
Hmm.
Is he's my biggest inspiration. I like he's
Really?
like probably the reason why I did this. I'm doing this podcast right now.
Okay.
Because when he did
Valid.
Evil Dead back in the 70s, like he did not wait for an opportunity. Like
Yeah.
he just made it. He just made the movie.
He is truly one of the kings of the sort of DIY version of cinema. Like
Yeah,
there's
like
him, there's Robert Rodriguez,
mm,
there's Kevin Smith, some, definitely some other guys in there, but those are the three that come to mind when you think of kind of start with absolutely nothing.
oh yeah, and these guys are like the biggest advocates of if you want to do something, you have a passion to create
Hmm.
something. Don't wait. Like I said, don't wait for the opportunity.
Right.
Whatever you can to do it. And that's why I love him so much. And I just love like his style. Like I fucking love Eat the First Evil Dead. That's in my top 12 favorite horror movies of all time. I love that movie so much.
Hmm.
Like it's probably like six or seven. It's somewhere around there. Like
Okay.
yeah, I got a lot of favorite horror movies. So so yeah, like it's kind of interesting that he was away like in the 2010s, and I didn't
Yeah.
really get to watch a Sam Raimi movie because I didn't know who he was. You know, when
Hmm.
Spider-Man was coming, that was when I got the DVDs in like I think
Right.
like '09 or my birthday of 2010, I think. And then they kept mentioning this movie Evil Dead and how awesome
Right.
Sam Raimi was. I'm like, oh, okay, I like the Sam Raimi guy now after I watched the
Yeah.
Evil Dead movies.
I
That's kind of
probably
what I
said
remember
this
for.
I probably said this on our Evil Dead episode, but by the time that the first Spider-Man came out, I had already seen all the Evil Dead movies
Okay.
that had been made up, all of his Evil Dead movies at least.
Mm.
Um, but that was still like I saw them when I was in high school and I wasn't
Mm.
noticing directors' names as much unless it was like Steven Spielberg or whatever.
Yeah.
Um, and so I didn't find out until after I'd seen maybe the first two Spider-Man movies that it was the same guy that had made Evil Dead.
Yeah. When
That's
of
when it
course,
hit me. I was like, "Oh, it's the same guy."
yeah. And of course, you're a little bit older, or you're a lot older than me. You're like 10 years older than me. So I didn't know what
Yeah,
Evil Dead was at that time when I saw
right.
the first three
I
actually.
wouldn't have known what it was except for my friend in high school really loved them and made me
Yeah.
watch them all in one night.
Yeah, it's crazy that those movies are like, because like you compare that to like Halloween and like Jamie Lee Curtis is a bit of a nepo baby. You know, her parents were famous.
Yeah.
You know, she's just up and coming. John Carpenter is just an up and coming. A
Hmm.
little buzz at Steven Stream movie. But Evil Dead, like nobody with the
They
name.
were absolute nobodies.
Yeah. And now it's one of the most iconic horror franchises ever. It's
Right.
up there with
And
like a
it's still
Halloween.
going. They're still
Chuck.
making Evil Dead movies.
Yeah, it's like up there with like Halloween and Chucky and
Right.
Scream and all that stuff.
Even though
And really,
it did take a bit of a break, because he after Army of Darkness, there wasn't
mm,
another Evil Dead movie for like what, 20 years or
yeah, there
something
were a
like
lot of
that.
video games in the 90s and comic books.
That's true. And then yeah, then they made a TV series with
Mhm.
Ash.
Yeah, that was after the reboot.
Was it okay?
Yeah.
I never watched the show.
I watched the first couple episodes. I need to watch it. Again, it looks really good.
Isn't there a new Evil Dead coming out this year?
Yes, which I'm excited
Okay.
for. I'm very excited for
Yeah,
that.
we'll have to watch that and maybe review it on here.
Yeah, Evil Dead Burns.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah,
That's cool.
yeah. So I'm wondering if there's gonna be like a hell element to that movie.
Maybe we'll get to see where the dead arts are from.
Yeah. Ooh, I'll be sick. So one quick thing I'll just say about Evil Dead real quick, and then I'll go back to Send Help.
Right.
I find it so interesting that with every other horror franchise, it's the villain that's the icon. So Scream is Ghostface, Child's Play is Chucky, Halloween's Michael Myers, Friday the 13th is Jason, whatever.
Right.
Here, it's not the villain, it's the hero that's the icon
Right.
that you would put on Mount Rushmore.
Yeah.
Like he's the one, he's like I think NECA, the action figure company, had like their Toonie Taylor line, and he's the only like hero that has the figure.
Well, there's not a lot of horror movie heroes that have a chainsaw hand and a
Yeah,
shotgun.
exactly. Yeah.
So,
So I was at my local comic shop and I saw that Toonie Taylor of ass, and I'm like, oh, I know I'm getting Eric for his birthday. But anyways, go back to Sin Help. I really enjoyed this movie. I think
mhm,
not Amy Adams, Rachel McAdams is
right.
really going for it in this
She's
film.
great.
Like I love when actresses that are not just actresses, but any um performer that is perceived as like attractive, like really doesn't mind like getting dirty and getting
Yeah.
uglied up a little bit and like acting like a clean buffoon. Like Chris Hemsworth is like that. Anna Taylor-Joy is like that when she did Furiosa. Rick Adams in
I
this
don't know. She's
movie.
pretty hot and furious. So.
Well, I mean, like she's out in the Australian desert with no water and shit. But
Right.
like, yeah. But no, yeah, I just like when like actors can do that. And Rachel McAdams is no exception. Like she is really going for it. Like you feel bad for her, but you kind of see why people don't like her because she's a complete doofus in this movie.
Well, she's socially awkward, but she's
Yeah.
very competent. Like
Mhm.
it's established early on. This is not really a spoiler because it's the very beginning of the movie. She's the one that does so much work for this company, and nobody appreciates her because she's socially awkward and kind of annoying,
Mhm.
and you know, she eats at her desks and gets food everywhere, and it smells bad and
Yeah,
everything.
she's randomly singing Blondie songs.
Yeah. And then you
Well,
see her home, and it's just her and her pet bird,
yeah,
watching Survivor together. And that's,
that dude, that was awesome seeing that. That
yeah,
like a foreshadowing thing.
right.
Because it's like, can I'm like, well, that comes back later in the movie because that's how she knows how to do all this stuff.
Well, yeah, yeah,
So I kind of figured, so I'm kind of thinking to myself, wow, for somebody this lonely and didn't have any friends, I would imagine you would watch a lot of Survivors in seasons on repeat, at least like 2 or 3 times.
sure.
Yeah, so like you kind of absorb all this information. And it's kind of like your little like comfort thing. We all have it. We all have our comfort or vices
Yeah.
in life.
At the
For
same
my
time, and let's try to avoid getting too far into the movie. At the
yeah.
same time, in the very big first few scenes of the movie, apart from the fact that she's awkward at work and is not necessarily appreciated, when you see her at home, she seems pretty content with her life.
Mhm.
Like she likes hanging out with her bird and watching Survivor and reading all these books about surviving in the wilderness. Like she's okay with herself. She just doesn't understand why everybody else isn't okay with her.
Yeah, which is
So,
interesting. Well, another interesting thing was we had a lot of snow here in Arkansas.
hmm.
So I was just stuck inside watching like movies, and particularly movies I got from the library.
Uh-huh.
And one of the movies was Russ Craven's Red Eye, with has Rachel McAdams in that
Right.
movie. And if you don't know that movie, she basically is like a I don't know if he was like a manager of the hotel, but she was like one of the higher ups of the hotel.
Yeah.
And very confident, very like on point, knows how to
hmm.
like handle bad situations. And she gets on this plane coming home with Cillian Murphy, who's like this assassin, and she is basically ordered to call the hotel from the plane to get this political person like in
Right.
a different hotel room. So like um, this guy that Cillian Murphy is working for can kill him.
Yeah. It is such a kind of Hitchcock type of movie.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, so to right after seeing that movie and that performance,
hmm.
seeing her very confident, and then seeing her very not well, she's confident here, but seeing her very socially aware and very
Yeah.
like assertive, and then seeing her here like she's just a complete like just like goofball and quirky like
Well,
that.
I mean, the year before Red Eye, she was in Mean Girls.
Yeah,
she ruled the whole school as Regina George.
Yeah.
And then that same year, she had The Notebook.
Yeah.
Like she did, I think in 2 years, so 2004, 2005, she had
Mm.
Mean Girls, The Notebook. She had Red Eye, Wedding Crashers, and The Family Stone,
Mm.
which are all very different types of movies where she has a very prominent role. And she was like, they were gearing her up to be a really big star.
Yeah, I was
And
listening to Blank Check's
yeah,
episode on this movie, and they were saying that like because of that run, like I think a
yeah,
lot of studios and a lot of um like newspapers and magazines and like news
right.
sources were kind of billing her as the next Julia Roberts,
Yeah.
and she didn't like that, and she kind of she didn't take a break, but she kind of scaled back a little bit on.
Yeah. And I remember it at the time, and she was just kind of everywhere
Mm,
at that moment because
I
that
don't
was,
remember that.
well, I was in college, and so I was seeing kind of everything that came out.
Yeah, I was kind of like very stuck on like the Pixar, like Marvel
Right, sure.
at that time.
But yeah, I remember that sort of early push for her to be a big star, and then she kind of just
I do remember the Notebook though. I
did
remember
other
that
stuff.
thing. That shit was everywhere.
I actually didn't ever see that one.
That was
I've
okay.
I have never seen The Notebook, but
No,
I know what it's about, and I'm just like, I don't care.
yeah. So how I ended up winding up watching the Notebook was I had a dream one time where I was in my living room just watching TV. I hear a knock on the door, and her character from the Notebook was at my door. And there was a scene when they get back together, and it's like raining, is and it's like after the canoe scene or whatever, and she starts quoting the line to me.
Oh my
So I'm like, oh
goodness.
man, I gotta watch the Notebook now. But yeah, I really do like her a lot.
Yeah, she's terrific.
Yeah, like, and I think back about like with my favorite like actresses. I have my classic one I always go to, like Anna Taylor-Joy and Toni Collette, Emma
Mhm.
Stone. I always forget about Rachel McAdams. I'm like,
She's
she's
sort of
pretty damn
underrated
good.
that way because she doesn't play the lead in a
Mm,
lot of movies. Like this is the first one in a while that I can remember where she is the lead
yeah.
of the movie. And
Yeah.
really she's kind of sharing it with Dylan O'Brien. They're kind of both the lead, but I think it's more about her than it
Well,
is
she
about
had the
him.
most showier performance.
What?
She had the most. She had the more showier performance in this movie.
Yeah, but I mean it's as far as just the way that the characters are structured,
Mm.
it is I think it's told more from her point of view than
Oh
from
yeah,
his.
yeah,
So,
yeah. So before we get into my spoiler, the spoiler section of this review, I just gotta say one quick thing about her performance in this movie. I thought it was very fetch.
it was. It
Yeah,
was it was quite fetch. I think that's an appropriate use of that made up word from
yeah.
Mean
Stop
Girls.
making fetch a thing. I actually surprisingly really like that movie.
Mean Girls? Oh, Mean Girls is great.
Yeah, I freaking love Mean Girls.
I actually liked the musical version as well.
Yeah. Oh
It
my
was
God,
fun.
we're almost completed the Mean Girls trifecta.
What do you mean?
So for Halloween, we did Jennifer Body. Amanda Seyfried was in both
Right.
movies. And then we're doing this movie. Rachel McAdams in both movies. We gotta do a Lizzie Kaplan movie.
A Lizzie Kaplan?
Kaplan, yeah.
I don't know what her movie would be. I mean, we've already said we're going to do Freaky Friday in
Oh yeah.
so
But she
we're
was like
going
a,
to
but I'm talking about the trifecta of like those three characters.
Well, no, Lizzie Kaplan's not one of those.
Really?
Lizzie Kaplan is the sort of goth friend of Lindsay Lohan.
Oh no,
The other one is Lacey Chabert.
That's what we're thinking
We
of.
won't
Yeah.
be able to do one of her movies because she mostly makes like Hallmark movies and stuff now.
Yeah. Well, actually, we did do Cloverfield, and Lizzie Kaplan was in that.
I wasn't on that episode, so I don't know.
Yeah. But
But yeah, I can't think of any Lizzie Kaplan movies. I think she does more TV now.
yeah, she was Annie Walsh in Castle Walk.
Oh, was she?
Yeah, she was
I think I
great.
watched like one or two episodes of that and gave up.
Yeah, she was great in that, and that's saying a lot because Kathy Bates is like just gives a powerhouse performance in Misery. But anyways, you ready to get to the spoiler review?
Yeah, let's do. It's hard to talk about this movie without getting into the spoilers.
Okay, so if you guys have not seen Send Help, um, exit out this video, go see it, because we're about to go into the spoiler section.
We need to come up with like a little stinger for spoilers. Maybe I can record something
Yeah, that'd be
we
fun.
can drop in.
Yeah, to do
I'll think about that.
yeah to do
So.
your Tom Waits impression. We're now in the spoiler
Spoilers.
section of the review.
Okay. All right. So we're in spoilers now. So what do you want
So
to talk about first?
what I want to talk about first was I seriously thought Regina George was cutting off his balls in that scene.
I really thought the movie was going there.
Yeah.
And then when it backed out at the last second, I was like, feels like hard candy again.
I
Which
liked
that
it. I thought it was fun. I
spoilers
thought it
for
was
hard
funny.
candy, I guess. Um, you ever seen Hard Candy?
Yeah, I never heard of it.
It's like early Elliot Page
Oh, okay.
back when he had a different name and different identity. Um, but it's Elliot Page and Patrick Wilson,
Oh my gosh. Night
and
Owl.
it has a very similar sequence in it. Yeah.
Yeah, that was a. I'm glad that that did happen because,
I was
like,
kind of hoping it would.
you
That movie, it would have taken the movie to a whole new level for me.
oh, you're talking about Send Help?
Actually done it. Yeah, Send Help. Yeah.
Yeah, that would have been. That
It
would
would
have
have
been
been
crazy.
gnarly, man. But I can understand why they maybe didn't want to go all the way with
Yeah.
that.
Let me ask you a question. Did you think as soon as he landed on this island and discovered that they both survived, do you think at the very onset of that thought that she thought, "Ooh, opportunity to torture this guy," or do you think that she wanted to help him at first?
I think she wanted to help him at first. I see this movie as kind of a descent into madness.
Mm.
I don't think she realizes what she really wants to do until she sees that first boat.
Oh,
When she's
okay.
like taking a shower in the waterfall and she's walking away and the boat shows up and she almost calls for help and then stops herself
Hmm.
and is like, no, not yet. I think
Yeah.
that's the moment where she makes the decision. And I don't even think she's doing it to torture him. I
Mm.
think she's doing it because he has held so much power over her and humiliated her that she just wants to have the upper hand for once.
Right.
She wants to be in charge of this guy.
Mm.
Um, and I think she even has some sympathy for him, and maybe she even kind of likes him as it goes along,
Mm.
as he sort of starts to seemingly soften. But once he eventually betrays her and poisons her so he can get his secret raft out and try to make a
Oh
break
yeah,
for it.
that was a good setup right there when she's talking about the berries and then see he
Yeah.
uses it against her.
I kind of felt like it was coming as soon as he like set that plate down in front
Mm.
of her. I was looking at it. I was like, are those yellow berries that I see?
Right.
But it sort of just it doesn't show it for long enough for you to really take it in. But I was like, I don't trust this at all. He's being way too
Yeah,
nice.
and that's part about the other kind of surprise about the movie because it starts to become like a kind of like love story, and I'm like, wait, is Sam Raimi gonna go there? Like, he's gonna make this like a love story, and then
Mm,
like some real crazy shit's about to happen, and then they gotta team up together. But then like no, like it goes in the opposite direction. Like it goes
right.
back to where like they're antagonizing each other a little bit. So I thought that
I
was really cool.
I think that that sort of tension is what makes the movie work in the
Mhm.
long stretches between when the big stuff happens, because you need to always be questioning what is the actual dynamic between these people. Because at first, he's helpless, she knows what to do. So she is sort of having to baby him. And then he rejects her and decides to go off on his own. He can't do anything. So he has to come on his knees begging to be taken back to the camp or whatever. And then he sort of starts to help, and they start to sort of bond over this sort of mutual survival instinct that they
Mhm.
have. But you never really get a full sense of what's going on underneath the surface of either of them, and I think that works in the movie's favor really well because you're always questioning your mind, like, how is this? What is going on between them? Are they becoming friends? Are they attracted to
Right.
each other? Is who has the upper hand at this point?
Mm. Yeah, I love when
So
a director can do that. Can like make
yeah.
you constantly keep you on the edge of your seat. Like you don't know.
Hmm.
There's constantly twists. Like I think of like Creep with Mark Duplass.
That's a crazy one right
Yeah, or
there.
like
Yeah.
Parasite with another one where I thought it was gonna go one direction and then it completely goes the other way.
Parasite's wild. I
Yeah, that'll
love
be a
that
good one
movie.
to review. Both of those would be good reviews sometime.
I don't know if I'd want to do Creep, but I'd be okay with doing Parasite. I don't know. Creep is just, it's hard to watch.
I love Creep. Creep is awesome.
I've been told I need to watch all of the Creep stuff. Like, I need to watch the second movie and then the TV show, but I've only ever seen the first
Yeah, I
one.
was kind of mixed on the second Creep, but I saw the first two episodes of the series, and I really like. I really need to go back and
Hmm.
finish watching that. But yeah, I love that. I love when like a director can constantly do that, and I love how like you get like the most stereotypical tech bros in this movie.
Yeah.
Like you basically get that one guy that shows up at the beginning of the movie, and he basically looks like Jared Leto from
Yeah.
American
Or
Psycho.
Patrick Bateman himself. Yeah.
Yeah, like very like 80s, 90s, like white
With the
button-up shirt,
suspenders and
tie, yeah, suspenders, long hair. Like I'm surprised that guy didn't throw on Huey Lewis in the news.
right.
It's at the beach, bro. But yeah, that was a lot of fun. I thought that other guy, the Asian guy, I thought that was the guy playing Shang-Chi.
No, I've seen that guy before though too. He's in Crazy Rich Asians.
Okay.
He plays the groom because that's a wedding movie. He plays
Mm,
the groom in that movie and he's very good in it. I liked him in this, but it's totally opposite type of character where he's just a jerk. They're all just jerks.
yeah.
They're terrible.
I'm
On the
like, dude,
plane, like they pull up her Survivor audition tape that they've found
oh
and
my
they're
God.
just openly mocking her.
Yeah, yeah, that was pretty. That's really hard to watch.
Yeah. But then that sequence ends with them getting absolutely what they deserve.
Yeah, what I liked about it was is like, you have all this turbulence and with the flight attendant is like, hey, take your seats. And then
Hmm.
Dylan O'Brien is like, if you sit down and buckle your seatbelt, you're gonna be a little F and P word. And
Yeah.
then boom,
He does
plane
exactly
fell
that.
apart.
He sits down and buckles his seatbelt.
Yeah, with deuce. Yeah. And I surprisingly related to McAdams' character a lot because we've all dealt with asshole bosses before.
Sure.
Yeah, luckily I don't deal with any of them now. But like in the past, I've dealt with people.
I've never dealt with one that was just openly demeaning towards.
Mm,
I've had ones that I thought were incompetent and
mm,
maybe, you know, a little too sure of their own position that
mm.
they felt like they didn't need to do anything, which is a whole different type of bad boss. I've never
Right.
had a boss like this that's like openly mocking me in front of other people.
Mm,
So I
yeah.
can't really relate on that level. But of course, I've never been like a woman in a workplace. Because women in the workplace, you hear
Oh,
all the stories and they deal with a whole different type of bad bosses, you
yeah.
know?
I like how, I mean, he did get a little flirty with that one chick that he was interviewing.
Right.
But I like how I didn't go like too far into it. Like it was definitely implied that he wanted to fuck her.
No, it's not really like I don't really even mean that. I'm just talking about like how men, like particularly men that are like, CEOs and upper
Mm,
management and stuff, they just don't trust women. They treat it like their own boys club.
yeah,
Like at the beginning of
get
the
the
movie,
force in
you
there.
find out that she is supposed to get the promotion.
Mm,
Like Dylan O'Brien's character, what's his name? Bradley? Yeah,
yeah.
Bradley. So his
Fuck
dad,
you, Bradley. When she's
who
swallowed
did
up.
you notice that his dad is Bruce Campbell?
Yes, I noticed that. Dude, I became the
The only Bruce Campbell
Leonardo meme.
cameo.
I literally became the Leonardo meme from Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. When he's like pointing at the television screen.
Right. So you got to have a Bruce Campbell cameo in there somehow, even if he's not physically on screen. But anyway, you know, his dad, who owned the company before he died, really trusted Rachel McAdams' character. And I can't
Yeah.
remember what's her name, Linda.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Linda Little.
Yeah. He really trusted Lyndall and wanted her to sort of rise in the ranks and become the vice president
Mm.
once his son became the president. Of course, Bradley doesn't do that. He gives it to his asshole frat bro
Mm.
that he plays golf with. Um,
Dude, just the way that fucking Sam Raimi films golf is amazing.
right. So, but
Like that.
that's more what I'm talking about when I'm talking about the
Yeah.
sort of like women's struggles in especially the corporate world where,
Yeah, it sucks.
all the incompetent men keep getting promoted and they just
Mm.
have to keep doing the work.
Well, you notice that a lot. I've noticed that a lot of female cops are a lot more stone faced than male
They
cops.
have to be.
Yeah, they absolutely have to be. Like
They
it's
don't have a
unfortunate.
choice. Yeah.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, but like
Right.
in male dominated fields, like
Hmm.
women have to do everything they can to be taken seriously. That's why I love Clary Starling so much from Silence of the Lambs. It's like why she's one of my favorite horror movie protagonists. Um,
Yeah.
but I can get into that some other time when we.
Yeah, I mean, the movie is about that, but not really about
Mm,
that. It just touches on that and uses it
mm,
kinds of as a framework to tell this crazy survival on an island story.
mm.
But it's worth mentioning, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So I liked all that stuff. Let's talk about the ending if you want to get to that right now.
I mean, we can talk about that, but we're gonna have to talk about like all of the fun, like sort of sequences too.
Oh yeah.
But let's go ahead and get the ending out of the way
Mm,
because the ending was the one thing where I did kind of see what was coming.
okay.
As soon as they're, hiking over that ridge
Mm,
on that cliffside, and she points and she's like, "Oh, see that rock formation over there that looks like an X? Don't go over there because everything over there is poisonous and thorny, and you're just gonna get hurt." And I was like, "Hey, now." I know what you're doing. You saw something over there that you don't want him to find.
Well, I'm not really good at casting like movie twists because I'm
I'm
just
not, I'm normally I'm not either, but that one just really stuck out to me. And I was
okay.
like, there's got to be like a hotel or something over there. And it's not a hotel, but close enough.
Yeah, I'm more just like I just want to like just focus on like the story, not
Right.
too worried about like figuring out what's.
Yeah, and I'm that way too, but this one just
Mm,
jumped right out at me as soon as she pointed to that rock and said, "Don't go over there.
yeah,
You're gonna get hurt because that's really dangerous over there." I was like, there's something that she found over there that she's not telling him about.
yeah. I mean, I obviously knew the boat was gonna come back at some point,
Right.
but so yeah, so I like that. Like that was all. I mean, we're gonna spoil like my favorite part, but that's my favorite part. And when you find out like, oh shoot, there's like a
Somebody
case
lives
file.
here or has a home here. Yeah.
Yeah, like that was pretty crazy. I like that. And
It's still really well done.
mm,
Don't get me wrong. I just saw it coming like as soon as she pointed out the rocks. But I
yeah,
still like, you know, if it was me, if it was my movie, I would be trying to come up with anything else that would be even crazier than that.
mm.
But for the story they're telling, it's the right choice, I think.
Like putting a
It
hat.
also explains where she got the knife. Like she
Yeah,
did a knife just didn't wash up on the beach.
yeah.
She got it
I
out of because it's a really nice knife. She got it out of a kitchen.
Yeah, I was thinking that too, because like that was a nice plane, and I figured like maybe like she got it from like the wreckage or something like that.
Yeah, but it's a knife. It's not gonna wash up on the beach. It's gonna sink to the bottom.
Yeah, that's probably right. But then you're
So
mentioning, yeah, you probably would have, thought of something crazier to be on the island. I was gonna make a joke when I said, yeah, like a hat that leads into a to an island.
That's sort of how my brain works now
Yeah,
that I've become such a big Lost fan. I mean,
yeah,
have been a big Lost fan for 20 years, but
yeah, I got to like season like 3 or 4 and stopped watching, and then I went back and I'm like, I don't like this because I know where these characters go eventually. Like I don't like John Locke anymore because I know he goes crazy.
yeah, but he doesn't actually go crazy. He dies and his body gets taken over by a smoke monster. That's not really the same thing.
Okay. Um, but yeah, I really like that. That was really cool. And then they fight, and then he whacks her, or she whacks him with a golf club, and then it transitioned to her at a golfing tournament, like a celebrity golfing
Right.
tournament. And then she did like an interview, and then you find out that like she wrote this memoir about her surviving this island. It didn't even mention Bradley. I love that. Like fuck that guy.
Yeah.
Um, and then I like how she's driving away to one way or another by Blondie, and then she literally pulls a Christopher Reeve Superman and like looked at the screen and like smiles. It's awesome.
Yeah.
I'm like,
It seemed like the implication in that scene is that she bought the island.
yeah,
Like she came back, I'm guessing probably took over that company,
mm,
and then became very wealthy. And I think when she's driving that highway that you're seeing, I don't think that's a real highway. I think that's something that she built on that island.
right.
But that wasn't very clear to me, but that's what I took away from it is that she got wealthy enough that she bought that island and that's where she lives now.
Yeah, I just like that final shot of her like just staring at the.
Yeah, it's a good callback to her earlier scene where she's being awkward talking about how she loves singing that at karaoke.
Yeah, I mean that's a great song, man.
It's an okay song,
An
but
okay
like
song,
it's fine.
but and then I guess I think you said your favorite part in this movie was the boar fight.
The boar hunt is absolute peak Sam Raimi. I mean, not peak. I mean,
For
it's
this
on
movie, at least.
near the peak. I mean,
Yeah.
it's the height of his powers. Even though the boar looks a little cheesy because it's CGI,
Mm,
because obviously you can't get a real boar to do that scene, and a puppet wouldn't quite have the same movement or
mm.
whatever. But just the fact that it goes on for so long with her stabbing this boar with that spear multiple times, and the boar's like bleeding all over
Yeah,
her,
and then there's that eyeball
and
thing.
the eyeball,
Yeah, he
and
likes eyeballs.
and it's like, and it like snots all over her as
Mm.
well.
Oh my God, speaking of eyeballs, was it no, it was him who like tried to like who poked her
Yeah,
eye.
he puts his thumb in her eyeball when they're fighting at the
Yeah, I
end
could
of
have
it.
watched that. I can't do eyeball stuff.
Eyeball stuff is pretty tough, yeah.
Well,
But
like that, when it's like visceral like that. But I think like in Evil Dead 2 when like, the eyeball pops out, like I can watch that because that's kind of goofy.
it's
A little.
silly.
Yeah, I can do
Yeah,
that stuff. And I can do like if it's CGI, like in like new Superman movie or like Multiverse of Madness. I can do that kind of eyeball stuff, but it's
sure.
like a real eyeball.
Yeah, it's pretty tough to watch that when it's really gruesome like that.
Mm,
But I also love the payoff of that scene is like she's gone through this whole thing, this long gory battle with this boar,
mm.
and she comes back and just like throws the boar's head down next to Bradley, and she's covered in blood, and she squats down. She's like, "Have you ever gone hunting? I think I liked it."
Yeah, that got a big laugh in my screening.
Everybody in my theater was, and it wasn't like a full theater or
Mm,
anything, but there were a number of people in there, and everybody was cackling that whole scene, like the whole hunt, all the way up
yeah.
through that part. So, yeah, it's pretty clearly the highlight moment for a lot of people.
Mm, yeah, so I like that. One question I did want to ask you was so there's a part in the middle of the movie where Bradley's fiance like ends up buying the island with like this is like this escort I guess or somebody helping her
Yeah,
out.
he's just like the boat guy. Yeah.
Yeah, and she did not like that because she likes
No.
having power over Bradley, and so He basically says, "Hey, I got Bradley on top of this mountain. Come follow me." And then, like, pushes both of them off the
I
cliff.
know it's pretty bold because she has been set up for most of the movie to be essentially well she's set up at the beginning to be kind of the underdog hero of the movie.
Mm,
But then she turns out to be just as bad, if not worse, than Bradley in some ways. Um, because she's willing to do anything in her power to keep him there with her.
right.
I mean, first she decides not to call after the boat when she
Mm,
sees it. Then she keeps lying to him, like she lies to him about don't go over to that side of the island, it's dangerous.
mm,
And ultimately she winds up killing his fiance and his fiance her guide
mm,
just to keep them on the island together. It's pretty psychotic.
mm.
She's not a good person at this point in the movie. Like she's terrible. And I
Yeah.
kind of like that the movie takes her character there and doesn't just make her like, the underdog who has to be the hero of the story.
Yeah. For a second there, I thought the fiance was played by Jessica Lucas from the Evil Dead reboot.
Oh, no, I don't know. This is an actor, the the who plays the fiance, whose name is what, Suri or something like that.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Um, I don't recognize her from
Yeah,
anything.
that would have been cool if it was Jessica Lucas. To go back to Evil Dead.
It's been a long time since I've watched that version, so I don't really remember that character very well.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I only seen that movie once. So I don't remember like getting significant thing. But
Yeah.
she was like one of the friends on.
Okay.
Yeah, she was also in Cloverfield. Come back to that movie. She was
Oh, was she in that too? Okay.
yeah. So yeah, that was a lot of fun. And then like Rachel McAdams had a nightmare about her turning into a zombie. No, the fiance turned into a zombie.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
Yeah, it was
The
kind of random. I could have done without it, but it was awesome.
Yeah, but I mean, I guess you've got to sort of establish that she is, even though she's done these terrible things, that she does feel some sort of guilt over them.
Hmm.
Um,
Yeah, like a
and
feel
it's
good
also part of
ending.
her backstory. She's carrying some measure of guilt already because
Mhm.
in the scene where she makes toilet wine out of bananas or whatever, and gets drunk with Bradley and reveals like what her backstory actually is, it's very dark.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, because it implied that she killed her husband, right? Or something like that.
She doesn't kill him directly, but she like basically just lets him die.
Oh, yeah.
She throws her hands up and because he's drunk and he's abusive, and
Mhm.
so she decides one night that she's not going to hide his car keys anymore. So she gives him his car keys and pours him his last drink and lets him go drive drunk and kill himself.
Yeah.
Um, So that's very dark stuff. And
Mm.
she delivers that monologue so well because she doesn't seem tortured over it, but you can tell that like it's something that she still thinks about a lot.
Mhm. Yeah, which is interesting.
It's a
I
pretty tough needle to thread for an actor to, you know, deliver a monologue like that without leaning too hard one way or the other.
right. Yeah, I thought that was really cool. I mean, of course, it's a Sam Raimi movie. You gotta have like a horror, a burnt horror moment in there somewhere.
Right.
Because isn't that really like a horror movie? It's more like a thriller.
It's like a comedic thriller, I would call
Yeah,
it. Yeah.
yeah. It's basically like the comedic version of Misery.
A little bit. Yeah, I could see that.
I mean, though, there's parts of Misery that are pretty funny.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, when she's talking about like using words like cockadoodie and stuff like that.
Yeah, dude, my favorite part in Misery is like right after C breaks his legs, and then C's outside playing with the pig Misery, who's also named Misery, in the
Yeah.
snow, and then C waves at Paul Sheldon, and then Paul Sheldon gives him the middle finger. I love that part.
It's been a long time since I watched that. I should watch that again
Yeah, I
sometime.
love that movie. Rest in peace, Rob Reiner.
Right. That's so sad.
Yeah, that was fucked up. But yeah, that was a lot of fun. Her picking the berries on him was very um dragged him to hell.
That's I was about to bring that up next. Like the puking scene is amazing because it's another example of Sam Raimi taking a moment
Mm,
and letting it go on for longer than you think it's going to.
mm.
He's really good at that. I mean, it's all over. Like Evil Dead 2 is the best example
Yeah, and that's the
where
thing about Raimi is like he really puts his actors through the fucking ringer.
he does.
Like, there's even a whole segment on the Spider-Man 2 DVD where like Tobey Maguire just talks about like how he was just tortured by Sam Raimi, and this is clubs on the set of Sam Raimi. Like, I mean, obviously he's joking around, like he's putting it up for the camera, but it's just
Right.
Sam Raimi just act like a dick toward like the cast and crew. Um,
Which is funny because Sam Raimi has a great reputation
yeah.
as far as like his actors and his crew go. Everybody loves working with Sam Raimi,
Mhm.
even though he makes them do very, very ridiculous and sometimes horrendous things on screen.
Yeah,
But nobody's got anything bad to say about him.
yeah, it's a lot like Hoffman. Like he's making his
Exactly.
actors
Yeah,
do these outlandish things, but he's making sure that they're safe.
exactly. So
Uh,
that's to be commended. That's
yeah,
definitely in this day and age.
It's not like James Cameron, who's just like a complete tyrant.
Yeah, or Michael Bay is that way too,
Yeah.
apparently.
Well,
Oh, so
but yeah, so I thought that was really cool. I was watching that clip from that Spider-Man 2 DVD on YouTube, and there's a part where like, he's calling out the producer, Avi Arad, who's a controversial figure.
yeah, he's not great.
And I remember, and that was like at like 7 seconds, like in the video. And I remember in the comment section, somebody was saying, imagine if he really meant that to Avi Arad, he actually would have made Spider-Man 4. If you told him, because he would tell him, that, if you mess up again, I'm kicking you off set or whatever.
Oh,
But is there anything else you want to say about this movie?
um, I'm trying to think if there's anything we didn't really talk about the plane crash very much, but that is another great Raimi moment
Oh yeah.
where you've got what's his name, Donovan, the suspenders, Patrick Bateman looking guy, and he's like actively strangling Rachel McAdams, trying to hang on,
Mm,
saying, "Give me your seat," as if he
right.
deserves it. And then when he goes out the hole in the airplane, his
Mm,
tie gets stuck and his face is just banging into the window
mm,
repeatedly. And she just pulls the shade down.
right.
That made me laugh so hard. It's so wonderful and so Sam Raimi.
Yeah, and then like teacher getting knocked out.
His teeth are, yeah.
Yeah,
I
that was a lot of fun. Um, I also really like Danny Elfman's score here.
I don't really pick up on scores the first time I see a movie, so I couldn't
Mm.
tell you much about it.
Oh, I
I'm sure
picked
it was
up on
good
it.
though.
Yeah, I definitely picked up on it
Mm.
because it was. I mean, Danny Elfman, like he's like one of the most unique.
He's great. It's weird though. I really don't pick up on like scores unless it's something like I guess the exception would be something like Star Wars
Hmm.
or Lord of the Rings is another good example.
Mm,
Stuff that has very like constructed motifs,
mm.
melodies that recur over and over again.
Yeah. Does has any of Yorgos Lanthimos like has his movies ever like had the score ever stick out to you the first time watch?
No, I couldn't tell you anything about any of the scores from his movies.
Okay, because I watched Begonia last night as we're recording this, and I was
Begonia's
like
cool.
very awestruck with that score.
Hmm. Yeah, I don't pick up on scores, which is weird because I'm a musical person,
Mm,
but I don't pick up on scores until I watch a movie again.
okay.
Because that's just not what I'm paying attention to. I'm just sort of getting immersed in it. And so the score is just part of the immersion for me. And then maybe later when I watch it again, I'll notice something and I'll be like, "Oh, that is really good." I can sort of pick it apart a little bit more.
Oh yeah, for sure. I love music in movies. That's like
I do too.
yeah, like music and cinematography are like my two favorite things in movies.
Cinematography is something I always notice.
Mm.
Cinematography and editing specifically, I notice those
Yeah,
the
that
first time I
shot when
watch it.
she's on the island and it like kind of wrapped around her and then it pulled out, like that was crazy.
Hmm.
I was not expecting that.
There's a lot of really great shots. I loved the shot in the movie, and it's such a small thing, but when she's leading Suri and then the guide up that cliff, and she stops, and it just sort of goes into slow motion, and you see like just Suri's feet walking towards the
Mm.
spot that she knows is going to collapse. That was a really beautiful shot because the
Okay.
camera's just kind of floating there, and you're kind of in her POV because she's
Mm.
pretending to tie her shoe or whatever. I loved that. Something about that little moment stuck out to me. I don't know.
Yeah, and that's the thing, like guys like guys like Sam Raimi, Spielberg, we even talked about Gore Verbinski. Like he can and James Cameron, like those kind of like auteur directors that have a
Hmm.
distinct style to them. After Hitchcock's another one, they can make a simple scene like that, like
Right.
be very memorable through cinematography and camera movement.
Hmm.
Like that, and that's really interesting. Like they could just take like a dialogue scene, like after Hitchcock, though the master of that, take a dialogue scene, no action, just dialogue, and make it the most riveting thing you've ever seen in your
Mm,
life. But yeah, you ready to get to the favorite part and least favorite part in rating?
sure.
Okay, and what is your favorite part? Even though you said it already.
It's the boar hunt. It is just madcap, bloody fun. Just one of my. I think it's going to be one of the things when I think of Sam Raimi movies. That's going to be one of the sequences that pops into my head, along with Bruce Campbell fighting his own hand in Evil Dead
Yes.
2. It's like on that level for me of Sam Raimi
Right.
greatness.
And then what's your least favorite part, if you have one?
It, I, I don't really have one, but I will say something that really bothered me, and it maybe is a judgment on my own character,
Mm,
but the scene where she is at the beginning of the movie where she's trying to talk to Bradley in the office and she's got like a little piece of tuna fish
mm,
on the side of her mouth and he's getting really bothered by it. I was like, you know what, Bradley, I'm kind of with you. That would really be bothering me too.
mm.
I do not like when people have food on their face and they don't realize it. And I'm very conscious of it. That's why when I eat, I always have the napkin like ready to go just in
Yeah.
case. Because, I've got a big mustache, so I'm always getting food stuck in there. So I'm always wiping my mouth to make sure that I don't have food on my face.
I had a cockroach on my face one time when I was at school. I was doing like a group project with somebody.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that was something.
I'm always putting my hands on my face
Mm,
to make sure that there's nothing there.
right.
Because I can't bear the thought of somebody catching me with something on my face that's not
Mm,
supposed to be there. It's just one of my weird little ticks. And so in that scene, I know you're supposed to be sympathizing with her,
mm.
but I was on his side for just a moment, and I felt a little bad about it because that's
Yeah,
kind of
and
the
then she didn't
point.
even wrap up the sandwich to put it back in the drawer. Like, what the fuck?
I know, and I feel bad for her, but at the same time, I'm like, yeah, Bradley, I get it. I don't like it when people have food on their face either.
Yeah.
So
Um,
I guess Rachel McAdams with tuna fish on her face is my least favorite
yeah.
part.
Which is funny because I'm sure that there's people that find that hot.
Oh, I'm sure there's something for everyone out there for
Yeah.
sure. Uh,
Um, I've seen my favorite part, like I said, is that reveal of the Manson and her on the
okay.
intercom. Like that was awesome.
I did like her on the intercom because it's like
Mm,
she's kind of the ghost that's haunting him for a
right.
little scene there.
Yeah, I kind of with that. Now the fight in the jungle was very Sam Raimi.
Hmm.
When she sticks the ring in her mouth, the engagement
Yeah.
ring in her mouth, and he's like, "Fuck you, Bradley." Like he just turned Italian there for a second. See, like just added a like, "Oh,
Yeah.
fuck you, Bradley."
She is very funny in this
Oh
movie.
yeah.
Just all her little line readings. And that's something that we didn't mention it before, but like she is just a great comedic actor. And
Mm.
she has one of the funniest lines of the past decade of cinema in the movie Game Night.
Oh really? I have not seen Game Night. I need to check it out.
It's even in the trailer. She like is fighting this guy and she kicks him and he gets sucked into an airplane
Mm.
engine and she goes, "Yes." And then she goes, "Oh no, he died." And
That's funny.
it is one of the funniest line readings I've ever heard. I think about it all the time, just that moment from the movie.
Okay.
And like I said, it's in the trailer. If you go watch the trailer to the movie, you can see that moment.
Yeah. So and
Anyway,
then I guess
what's your least?
my least favorite part was with that last fight in the Mansion would have been a little bit more Sam Raimi-esque.
It kind of, I think the movie is like, we've done enough.
Hmm.
Let's just have her hit him in the head with a golf club and be done with it.
Yeah, but that transition to the next
It
scene,
is a
the
good
golf game, that
transition,
was
yeah.
awesome. Yeah, and I guess like that ending, the last shot would be my favorite, another one of my favorite scenes. I thought that was awesome. That what a way to end that movie.
She actually does it twice. She looks at the camera twice at the end of the movie. She looks at
Really?
it once during the interview segment, right at the end.
Okay.
And then she looks at the camera again. And that kind of, I did push on that a little bit. It's like,
Hmm.
I don't feel like you needed her to do it both times, but it's a minor quibble.
Yeah, in the car, she needed to do it, and that was very
That's
like,
when she needed to do it. When she does it during the interview, maybe that's because she's looking at the camera,
hmm.
like the actual news camera that's there.
Hmm.
So it's understandable.
Yeah, I like that the one in the car because it felt like very classic, like thriller, like film noir, like Film Tell kind of thing.
Yeah,
Um, yeah, so that'll be my least favorite part with the Manson fight could have been more Sam Raimi-esque.
sure.
What would be your rating out of 10 for this film?
That was pretty easy. 8.
An 8?
This is a real fun, solid, funny thriller with great performances, great technical aspects, lots of fun scenes, um, and it's just compelling characters, which you have to have if you're going to do a movie that's mostly just two people stuck on an island together.
Mm,
They have to be interesting people, and they really are. And we haven't really talked about Dylan O'Brien that much
mm,
during this episode, but he's every bit equal level performance that Rachel McAdams is giving because he does seem complicated to me in
right.
this movie, even though he's the person you're supposed to dislike,
Mm.
but he's giving a pretty nuanced performance, and that elevates the movie just as much as her performance does.
Oh yeah, for sure. Um, I'm gonna give this movie an 8.5.
Nice.
It was just very entertaining. There was a little bit of a lull in there when it made it seem like it's gonna be a little more like a like a love story kind of movie.
Yeah, I can see that.
But come to think of it, like it, because he had this whole like escape plan probably from the very beginning.
Right.
Yeah, so him trying to like be nice to her, like was probably part of his plan, or was part of his plan. So I like that.
Mhm.
I just wish those scenes could have been done a little bit more Raimi, like maybe.
I guess, but I don't know. I feel like you need like kind of that equilibrium that they reach.
Hmm.
So that way when something crazy happens again, it's a little bit more jarring
Yeah.
and sudden. So I don't know. But I see your point. It's not they're not the most interesting parts of the movie. And it does make your mind wonder a little bit. Not
Hmm.
wonder as in wander off, but wonder as in like I wonder what's actually going on between these two people.
Right. So I give it a 8.5. You give it a 8. And that means the official horse sci-fi and beyond score for Sin Help is an 8,
Woohoo!
which is pretty cool.
Very respectable.
Yep.
Welcome back, Sam Raimi. Please do more of these. Like, don't make blockbusters anymore. Keep making these like $40 million like comedic thrillers and
Mhm.
stuff. That's what I want Sam Raimi to
I
do.
kind of like him
Obviously,
doing
he can do
both.
whatever he wants, but this is what he does best.
Yeah, I kind of like when he does both kind of movies.
I guess, but and sure, I'd like to see him do a Batman
Mm.
movie and have him actually put Robin in the movie and do it well.
Mm.
And maybe James Gunn will give him a shot. Who
Yeah,
knows?
maybe. Well,
Uh,
the thing is, like the first two Spider-Man definitely was his style for sure, and then three could have been anybody could have directed that
Well,
movie.
because the studio just was like, you have to do this, you have to do this, and it wasn't really. They just kind of made him do whatever, which is silly because like he had made two of the most profitable movies of all
Mm.
time. It's like let the guy do what he wants,
Yeah, it's
man.
like how Bob
Obviously
Weinstein.
working.
Yeah, it's like how Bob Weinstein basically took control over that fucking Wes Craven werewolf movie. whatever that one was called. I don't remember.
Cursed. Oh
Yeah.
boy.
Yeah, it's like you trusted Kevin Williamson and Rush
The movie
Friedman
they
with
had to
Scream.
shoot like 4 times in a row.
Yeah, you trusted the two creative forces with Scream, and you couldn't trust them with the werewolf movie.
Right. I don't know. That oh gosh, that movie is such a disaster.
Yeah. Yeah, guys, I guess this is like the first episode where we're gonna start going weekly, which is gonna be interesting.
Oh boy.
Yeah. So the next episode, um, is gonna be just us catching up on stuff. Yeah, so
Yeah.
that over the holidays, or in between the holidays and then now.
That'll be fun. That's a nice low stakes episode where we can just sort of ramble on, if you will. Ramble on.
Yeah. And then the next episode will be the next episode of, or the first episode of the season 2 of Alfred Hitchcock, which is going to be Strangers on the Train, which is pretty cool. That's a really good movie. And then we're finally going to end our Del Toro series for now.
I still need to watch those. I've been putting it off.
Yeah, I still need to watch Mimic. It's the only one I haven't watched yet.
I thought you said you watched it.
No, I didn't watch. I haven't watched Mimic yet.
Oh, okay. Oh, that you just said you have one more to watch. Okay, I got
Yeah,
you.
yeah. I haven't watched it like at all. So
Make
it'll be a
sure
first time.
make sure you try to find if you can find it, watch the director's cut. It is a little bit better
Okay.
than the theatrical cut. It's not great still, but it's
Well,
a preferable version of the movie.
and I actually liked Nightmare Alley a little bit more the second time watching it.
I don't. That's the one I'm really dreading to watch because that was the
Yeah.
one where I was just like, I don't think I like this very much, and it's very long. I'm gonna watch though. I'm gonna watch the black and white version for
Okay.
this conversation because I haven't seen that yet, and that seems interesting to me.
Yeah, it's not. No, it's not obviously like top tier, like A or S.
It's him. He's trying
it's good.
something a little different for him, and I respect that. But it just, and I like the first half of the movie. And we're not going to have a whole conversation for another few weeks, but
Yeah.
I like the first half of the movie, the carnival stuff, way better than I like the mentalist stuff.
Yeah, and it still had like even like throughout the whole movie, even the second half, still had like that Guillermo del Toro like mystical quality to it a little bit.
Yeah.
So
And I guess I'll need to rewatch Frankenstein because I watched it, but I'll have to watch it again, I think.
yeah,
So.
yeah. I thought Christoph Waltz's character was completely useless. Like he didn't really need to be in that movie.
Oh, well.
Yeah,
Yeah, you're probably right.
yeah. Only to I mean, I know we're not to that video yet or episode yet, but only to show how like evil like Victor is.
Yeah.
But anyways, if you like this episode and you want to see more spooky and weird content, make sure you slash that subscribe button and follow us at Horror Sci-Fi Beyond on Facebook. And make sure you leave this episode a King Kong size thumbs up and a killer comment. And this has been Drew from Horror Sci-Fi Beyond. Over and out.